Hello everyone! Welcome to the episode 23rd of Talking Times. Today I'm very happy because I have here my good friend Tábata Martins. She has done a lot of stuff and we're gonna have a very nice conversation about AI, design, art, and a bunch of other topics. I want you guys to send the comments on the chat, ask us questions, bring them on, and we're about to start right after our podcast intro. Hello Tábata.
Hello there.
Thank you so much for being here.
No problem. I got nervous.
Please. You're nervous. Okay, so we can start this podcast in a bit different way. We're gonna have an awkward pause, okay?
Nice.
Starting now.
Yeah.
All right, this is the worst thing that could possibly happen on a podcast, so don't worry. Before we start our chat, please introduce yourself to our listeners.
Hello there. My name is Tábata. I am an UI UX designer, and I love hedgehogs.
You have studied a lot of stuff, okay? Let's start with the art thing, that was the first graduation you had.
The first one was a bachelor's degree in arts with emphasis in design.
Okay.
Then I did art direction. No, I did a technicians in computer graphics. Then I did art direction. Then I did cultural production. Then I did postgrad in UX, user experience. And then I did a course in artificial intelligence, robotics, and metaverse.
Oh my god, you are the perfect guest for the tinfoil hat conversation.
We need to do this.
Okay, but this is gonna be later. When did you decide to study art? Was something that you had since you were a kid? Like you were like the ones to used to draw people, stuff? How was it?
I did not draw as much as I sculpted. I always liked to mess with clay. And my mother is a museologist. So I always grew in this environment that was really art related. So art history was always my passion and I wanted to go forward with this.
That's very nice. And how old were you when you started thinking about that? Like a kid, a teenager?
You want to get into this?
Like it seems always, right?
Since always, because my mother, she studied a lot, much more than I.
No, her mother is like a real life Lara Croft, basically.
Yeah, she has like 9 degrees besides the postdoc. But I stayed a lot of time when she was studying inside of libraries. So
yeah, you were bookworm there.
Yeah.
Nice. And it is very beautiful because today you work professionally with something that you had as a passion. You know? And this is very rare, right? Okay, so the first one you mentioned was the art degree. The second one was what? Was the art director?
Oh, in the same time as I did the art degree, I also did a technicians in computer graphics. Because we know the artists in Brazil mostly starve. So I want to have a side option.
Well, this is very good stuff. So would you say that people that are genuine artists today and they want to live as an artist, are there areas that they can kind of make it a match so they don't starve and they're still artists and they can use their potential?
Nowadays, I see many people doing Patreons. So most people go into HQs. Yeah. And comic books. They mostly go to comic books. I have a friend that she does buy on-demand art for people abroad. And that's very fruitful for her. And I see potential in arts, but mostly if you sell your art abroad.
Okay.
Nowadays, I have some friends that are teachers, and this is what they do with their degree.
Okay, and in your area, what's the artistic aspect of what you do besides the OCD aspect that you have?
Yeah,
you have no idea how she was. It was like this. I'm not gonna do that on purpose, okay? But if this mug was a little like that, you see, it's happening right now. Okay, it's back there. It's good now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I imagine you have that guilty pleasure, like, oh my god, that looks beautiful. Mwah.
I live for organizing stuff. I love to have everything in little boxes and tagged, and I love this. So my OCD is very happy with my current job. About artistic, I do presentations that are more artistic, and
I remember
interfaces.
your art classes. Yeah, people love it. Yeah.
I miss art classes. Really nice.
And so the interface is all about that. So you can apply your knowledge.
Not as freely as in art, because the interface should always correspond to the user's way of interacting with it. So interface is like a bridge between the user and the task they want to complete.
I'm a total noob, so you have to explain this to me as I was a 5-year-old kid.
No problem.
And if you guys have questions, just bring them on.
Yeah.
So, do you think companies nowadays they give the proper attention to this aspect, or you still see like bigger companies having like messed up websites and interfaces and something not user friendly?
Yeah. I see many websites that people just lose a lot of clients, potential clients, because people cannot even look into it. But there is a growth in the design market, not as much as it needed to be, because user experience is not just creating interface, but design the whole flow of completing a mission, a task. And I think there could be more.
Okay. So you mentioned that artists here in Brazil, they normally don't have a lot of opportunities.
Oh, please don't cancel me.
No, you're just reporting a fact, Tábata. But abroad, is it differently? For example, if you are, in Japan, in other country, you say I'm an artist, you can actually have, expositions and stuff like that, or...
There are a few residencies around the world for artists that you can apply being a Brazilian, so you can go abroad and study there, but they are government related. So when I was in London, there was, Artistic Eye, something like this, and it was a program by the government that was supporting artists and giving them places to live and to create. This is the best. It's awesome.
No, it's very interesting because the bridge that I see that you work here is between the poetic aspect of being an artist and at the same time the everyday technological work that we see. How do you make the balance? Like a lot of people imagine that nowadays AI can do everything, can simply replace everything. Are they nuts of thinking like that? Like AI will never replace the human artistic creation capacity.
You're going into tinfoil topic.
I know.
I can go into singularity and transhumanism if you want, but
please.
Let's leave this to another conversation.
Yeah.
So you questioned me about artificial intelligence. I think people need to stop seeing artificial intelligence as something that it is not. Artificial intelligence is not this sentient being that's going to give you answers and solve your problems for you. It's just another tool. We are living a new industrial revolution. It's just this. So a lot of things will change, a lot of ways of working will change. A designer will have to transcend its current tasks and the way it works nowadays, but it's just a modification, like when computers arrived,
you remind me of something. You are the second person to say that to me. Mike, don't worry, I think shout out to you, Michelle. Michelle said something similar. We were talking about ChatGPT and said, Mike, it's just a text thing, you know. It's not gonna transform the world in Skynet or anything like that. Yeah.
It doesn't even understand what is written. It's just like a completion of like Google when you are searching something. What is the most probable word?
Exactly. So, but we have, in a way, I don't know if you felt that being on the field, a natural resistance to new stuff. So I remember those old posters when they started to make like electricity.
Yeah.
You have like
the spiders.
Exactly that. You know.
I love this.
Yeah, me too. You know. And then, are you seeing some people like that? Oh, we shouldn't use being kind of, I don't know. Very conservative about being open to use this tech?
I see two schools of thought. There are people that are firing the employees, and then they are hiring back now. Then they realize that GPT will not solve everything, so it's a bit embarrassing for them.
Yeah.
And we have another group that is totally adverse to AI. And I think this is really problematic. I don't think AI is beautiful. I love solar punk, but I'm not that optimistic. I think we, the good agents, the ones that want to change the world for the best, that want to improve the quality of life of people, need to work with AI. We need to train AI. We need to develop our AIs. Otherwise, the ones that want to do bad stuff will have much more advanced technology than us.
Makes total sense. And I saw an article that was very interesting that was about the kind of politics biased view of ChatGPT that is not something like completely neutral. So as you said, it's a tool, so we can use for good and for worse. You know, it depends on who is behind it. Right? And just quick for me, Tábata, how is a normal day at work for you? Like, what do you exactly do at your job?
It depends on the client.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have to be very diverse and dynamic. Okay.
Nowadays, basically, the job of a user experience designer.
Okay.
What do you do? You want me to give a quick example of a client, a fictional client?
Yeah. You don't need to mention names.
Yeah.
Oh, he was terrible.
No, I cannot talk about.
Okay. Not the specifics.
No, but they are not bad. I thankfully didn't have a bad client. I love my clients. They are awesome.
If you are watching this, cling!
But really, imagine that you have a small coffee shop.
Okay.
In the center of the city. A real small coffee shop.
Okay.
And you want to improve your revenue. You want to get more money by selling your coffee. But you don't have the space to expand your coffee shop, to put more tables, to hire a new waitress, because all of these would be impractical to the space that you have available, to the limitations that you have. A UX would go there, analyze your space, they would interview your clients, after collecting a lot of data about your sales, what are the top coffees that you sell each month, and the busy moments of the day. Oh, maybe what I could do to solve your problem is to put a totem in front of your coffee shop. So people, instead of going in and occupying this little space where people are already drinking and sitting down, they could order the coffee to go. And maybe you have more revenue without having to change the physical spacing. So a user experience is basically a job of empathizing and strategy.
It has a lot of marketing involved too, like to help you to understand how to deliver what the user expects to find there and what is being delivered in a way, like make the bridge, the perfect bridge there.
I think the bridge is more related to psychology.
Interesting too. I mention clients because in propaganda this is very, very, very common. Like somebody hires you to do a job, and then I always give this example that I had at the university. That was a restaurant, that wouldn't grow for nothing. The food was good, the space was good. long story short, turns out the color of the walls was a shade of green that the light reflected to the food and gave the appearance that the food was like about to spoil.
Yeah.
And they hired a designer, I guess I forgot the name of the occupation, like interior designer expert, to say, okay, let me see, okay, that's the wall. Changed the color of the walls and everything was fine. So you really need to have this other perspective there. And sometimes, I don't know if it has already happened to you, the client wants to do the job for you, like, oh, I think that's the problem. You shouldn't think, you hired me to do the job. Trust, And they say, oh, why don't we use this color of that? Is it a common thing, or people are kind of more aware of this? They hire you to do something and they don't interfere.
With facts, there are no arguments. But there are always suggestions, and suggestions are always welcome.
Okay.
But you have to balance the suggestions with the data that you have and see if they match. If they match, there is no problem to follow if your client's taste.
Mm-hmm. No, that's genius, because it's not a matter of opinion or discussion. You just go in a descriptive way. Oh, you wanted me to do this, your clients want that, so we should do that. It's like very logical, very simple.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I haven't forgotten you guys. Let me take a look at the chat.
Oh my.
Hi Kaveh, shout out to you. Okay, thank you guys. I love when the teachers, the coordinators keep coming back. It's amazing. Okay. Hi Diego, hi John. They said, whoa, yeah. Okay, Karen is asking, how is AI being used to automate tasks such as layout generation, color palette, selection, etc.?
Nice, great question. Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, there's some interface that we use. We mostly use Figma where I work. And there are some plugins that are artificial intelligence powered by artificial intelligence. So they can create a color palette based on a few colors that you choose. You can automatically generate palettes that are accessible. So you have a nice contrast between them. What was the other question?
And layout generation, color palette selection, and automate tasks.
Layout, I don't think we are there yet, and don't think we will be.
Really?
Yeah, not currently.
Okay.
But Figma is going to release Figma AI in the near future. We don't know when, but they
don't do that.
They announced it on Config, that is the annual event of this tool.
Okay, it's like the Comic-Con of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Comic-Con.
I'm a nerd, I have to use these examples anyways.
And they announced there is going to be an AI, but AI is going to work more as a co-pilot instead of creating things to you. It's not like Mid-Journey. Oh, please create for me a site for iFood, and they do it. We don't go that way.
Okay, it's not a good idea.
No.
Okay. Leticia is asking here. Hi, Leticia. Will UI/UX design be changed by AI in the future? Tell me about it.
I think so. We see this happening. I don't remember which company was it. If I remember, I will send to Mike. Mike will put on the comments.
Okay.
But we have what's going to happen. A UX designer currently has, normally when we are going to create a new feature or see if this feature works, we do mostly 12 interviews. 12 interviews with 12 different people, 12 hours each.
Damn.
After doing this, I have to transcribe everything that everyone said and write it down. After I write it down, I have to select and tag a few of the comments and see, oh, this one was more positive. This one is an opportunity for the market.
Mm-hmm.
This one was really, really bad. We need to change this now. So instead of having all of this work, this ant work, the little work, the repetitive work, we will have more time to create. So instead of doing manual tasks, will have more time to strategize. So I think the job of an UX will expand beyond its functions and will go more into what we have for product designer or product managers is going to mesh together.
So you will automate the objective tasks that are based on data, reviews, and stuff like that?
I wouldn't do this because of, like you said, we have a lot of bias.
Okay.
So I wouldn't trust it.
Okay, I love that. I will use this cut. I wouldn't trust it.
Beware.
Just with a clickbait. How was your first experience with AI? Because it's always mind blowing for a lot of people. I had like I like philosophy, so we had a 1 hour chat. I was a bit disappointed.
Oh.
Yeah, but then at the end it was okay. Because I'll explain later. Let's hear yours first. But don't feel sad. It was good at the end, okay?
I hope so.
Yeah, it was. But how was your first encounter with AI?
Okay. Our first academic encounter was really recent. But the first time I encountered AI was with File Festival. That was mostly...
What is a File Festival?
File Festival is the thing that changed the way I see art.
Really?
Really.
So that was very impacting.
Almost a religious experience.
Really?
No, but it's amazing. It's awesome. It's everything that I ever wanted to see, and I didn't know I needed it.
You can say this type of things to me. You say File Festival, imagine like a rave with a lot of...
File is... Can I say in Portuguese?
Yeah.
Festival Internacional de Linguagens Eletrônicas. File.
Okay.
So the File Festival happens all around the world. Mostly happens in São Paulo, when it's in Brazil. And artists from around the world create these tech and art mashups, amazing mashups.
Nice.
The last one that I went, there was there are so many cool things, but there was like a lantern, a torchlight, and when you put the torchlight towards the wall, the animation around the room changed. So you were really projecting things with the torchlight and changing the way the environment behaves. Is amazing. It's awesome.
Has that influenced the way you do art now? Because the examples you told me is kind of is inverted in a way, the way you play with light and the shades.
I always liked xilogravura, woodcuts, and this was awesome. This experience specific was similar to woodcuts. You are correct in it, but it changed the way I work because I stopped being so traditional with my art. I started accepting more, and now I have a friend, and we are maybe creating a project to enter File Festival. We'll see.
Nice. Okay.
But it's really nice. Hello, Will, if you're watching this.
I hope you do it. Nice.
I hope so.
Okay, this is one of the positive aspects of AI. Do you think some professions are threatened by it? Because every time we have, like you said, we are going through a kind of I don't know if it's the same, but a second industrial revolution in a way, in terms of new tools being available that we have to adapt. So what professions you consider that will have to do it, otherwise they will be obsolete?
I wouldn't like to...
This is not a prediction, okay, people? It's just a...
I'm not a prophet.
Yeah.
But I would predict that things can go both ways. If we think about art history, let's go back a bit. What happened with the industrial revolution? What happened here? What happened to the industrial revolution? What artists used to do? They had a patron, and they worked only for that patron, created art for only that guy, and if they wanted, they show the art. But it was in the time of cabinets of curiosities, pre-museums. And then we have this total shift after Industrial Revolution with factories creating things. And this can go both ways. You can start working for the factories and making the projects mass consumed and things that everyone can have in their homes. So this is beautiful also, because you will not limit art to a certain sect of society. Or we can go to what happened with the arts and crafts movement and Art Nouveau. Art Nouveau, the designers, they went counterfactory mostly with more designed and created and specific products. So we could have people working for bigger industry and mass production, or we could have people being really, really not valorized, but appreciated for what they are doing and how singular and unique and beautiful and human that is.
Okay. The common discussion that I see some artists having is what we were chatting before about, using AI to create art. You see, she's taking a breath. Okay.
You can go.
Yeah, before you answer, I would like a definition from you guys in the chat. Simple one. What is art? Okay. Don't copy her answer. Okay, but for you can type right now. Okay, what is art? There are almost 30 people watching. I want 30 likes in the video right now, by the way. Okay, for you guys, what is art? So if I use an AI, and I've seen people going like far off, like I get. Let's suppose I do something like this. I want the AI to create a new Van Gogh painting, for example. So is that possible? I know it's not real Van Gogh, but it's possible the AI to do something similar.
If you're a necromancer, you can.
Wololo is Age of Empires. There's nothing to. But anyways,
the monk.
That was the best answer. Well, if you're a necromancer, you can ask Van Gogh to do another painting for you.
I think I will hide behind the curtain.
No, that was awesome. So, is
okay.
AR art creation? Is this art or is?
It's a really complex subject if we think about what is happening nowadays with actors being digitalized and we have the SAG protests in Hollywood. We also have what happened with Kombi. What was the type of car?
Elis Regina. Yeah, I saw that.
So we can have these ethical implications of using a person's image and art and work and labor.
That's a very crazy discussion indeed, because if you go, remember when we used to have this chat, if you want to go full philosophical on this, you are never yourself, because every time you look at yourself, you're already looking at the past. Every time you take a picture, don't be sad, guys, but the one in the picture is not you, because your cells are changing, dying, everything is changing. It's not the same moment. So I imagine they will have a hassle to say, how can I have the rights of my own image? I'm not saying that we don't have. I'm thinking it's complicated even to have a definition. Maybe this is the gap they use.
Yeah, if you're thinking about the face of someone, but if you're thinking about their cultural production and their art and their job and the labor, you're thinking about taking...
You can change that.
You cannot. You are taking someone's intellectual property. So
and that's
awful.
kind of eternal in a way.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's really problematic. But we also give the possibility of people that never knew how to express themselves or to... Oh, I always dream of having this image. It's something that when I play D&D, I imagine this in my head and I never could externalize it. And now they can do this and this is beautiful. But I think AI should be used as concept sketches. It's really complicated for us to use AI to create final products, because usually when you are writing a prompt is, I want this created in the style of Van Gogh, in the style of Monet, in the style of some contemporary artist. And even if the person's alive, is even more problematic.
Oh, yes.
But why? Okay, let's go back a bit. Art is expression. Art is our first language. We draw before we can write. We sing before we can talk.
You are
We
going
dance
on the
before we can-
rupestry paintings there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So art is our expression, is our main communication form. So why would you speak using other people's tongues?
That's a beautiful thing to say. And the silence means I'm thinking about what you said. So, damn, that was very deep and was very nice at the same time. And another thing that you said is actually something universal too. Like if you do some piece of art there, you don't have the language barrier.
Yeah.
You know, everybody could interpretate. So the only way would be doing like laws preventing people to using, because I'm thinking here. No, I mean, like, think about intellectual property. We already have laws about it, you know. But even with those, I heard Kurt Cobain is releasing a new album, and I don't know if any necromancer was involved. I heard an album that was like from a Brazilian metal band, you know, and there it was with
Which one?
I think it was Angra,
Oh.
and they made a new album with a singer that is not there anymore, you know.
Oh.
So, and we have all of other things that I don't know. I'm thinking like full Blade Runner now. Imagine, a new AI Michael Jackson concert with holograms and stuff like that. Would you go?
I would. No, but I think like this. I love Queen. Queen is awesome. I would love to see a version of I Can Buy Myself Flowers sang by Queen. But I don't want all my songs to sound like Queen.
Okay.
And if we think we keep using this, but no one cantas, no one sings like Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
And I want all my songs to sound like Frank Sinatra. Okay, but if you keep singing and listening to the same stuff, we will never have like another Nirvana, another Led Zeppelin, something good. No?
Oh my God! Now okay. Parentheses. I will put my imaginary tinfoil hat here. In a way, you can
You
correct.
couldn't help yourself.
I
Right?
can't. No, we are having you notice we are having an essentialist discussion. Like, what is?
I did
that?
not.
What is this? What is that? But if somebody could trip enough, the person could think that maybe because our brains, in a way, I don't like the word lazy. I prefer the word efficient, like to get the same outcome with the minimum effort as possible to preserve energy. Knowing humans like we do, somebody could, I'm not saying that, but somebody could say that AI opens a possibility for killing genuine human creativity in a way. It opens a little door there, you know.
You can do fast, but we can do better.
I love this one. It's in the books, by the way. Yeah. So, in a way, the thing that is getting crazy now is you see a lot of images and like people creating fake faces. You know, there is one that like this.
Oh, this opens a.
I know is the funniest example and curious, and it's not funny, it's curious. Is like somebody creating a fake OnlyFans model, open an Instagram account with this person that is AI created, getting sponsorships, you know, like brands using this. And people following, sending messages and stuff like that is like Blade Runner things, you know, or like that movie Her, you know.
Yeah.
So, okay, your perspective is AI will never kill human creativity.
You went full. Okay. We went to a discussion about feminism, sexism, and you came back to creativity. So let's put that on the side. I don't think you can kill creativity, even if you really want to. It's not something that you can touch or hide or put inside a box and throw in the ocean, you know. Creativity is inherently human, and what artificial intelligence does is like a brainstorm. So it connects dots, And that's about it. But I don't see how this can kill creativity. Maybe it can. Maybe it can, like, hurry the process.
Okay.
So maybe create, like I said, create a concept, a sketch, and then from that you can see, oh, okay, I have this, but this is not what I wanted, but this is in the way of what I want. Now I will go and create this in my own language, you know.
Yeah, I think you're totally right for another simple reason. If people start using and creating everything using AI, you automatically create, again, to the essentialistic view that we have about stuff, you automatically create a demand that people will give more value to something really, really humanly made. So, for example, everything is AI. Oh, this one, no. I did with my bare hands. And then people, oh, so this is scarce now. And then because it would be scarce, it would give an incentive to other people to do the same. So we said, oh my God, instead of being lazy, we should do the thing ourselves. And then, okay, I need to sleep on that.
But you see that even if you are using AI, you're still creating something. You're still exercising your own creativity in a different way, but you are, because you are selecting pieces of information that you have stored in your brain, your references, and saying, okay, I really want my unique perspective, what I see from the world, to the image that I have in my head, to be real, to be externalized. So it's not creative.
Yeah, it is. It's just a different way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now before I forget, that's a great Slipknot song. Yeah. The first experience I had with AI was with ChatGPT. It was really frustrating at first because I was asking some philosophical questions that I knew some answers, but I would like to see, okay, and then it was giving me standard answers, and then I said, okay, what about the work of Fulano? And then, oh yes, Mike, now that you mentioned, come on, stop bullshitting me, you know. And then it started to change. Oh, actually, you are right. And I was asking questions about free will and stuff like that, you know, the topics that I normally study. After I could kind of get to this, okay, if I mention some author or some study or some article that was in the database of the AI, that was, I think, up to 2022, yes, it would give me some coherent answers and like start to have a discussion with me. You know, yeah, I had a lot of free time. I was having a philosophical discussion with AI. How funny. And then after I got that, you need to have more prompts, more inputs there to have a more complete answer. Then it started to get kind of fulfilling, you know. But at the beginning was, like she said, guys, it doesn't do anything by itself. You need to push the buttons, you know.
I think this is something that frustrates many people when they start messing around with AI and trying to learn it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know how to write the correct way of telling an input, you will not have the desired output.
Yeah, so that's another good recommendation there. All right, let me take a look at the chat. Oh my God, a lot of questions here. Okay, Diego said Figma already translates layout into code. Maybe with AI, it can generate a bigger part of the apps. Do you think it did?
Sorry, I lost it.
Figma already translates between, quotation marks, layout into code. Maybe with AI, it can generate a bigger part of the apps. Can Figma generate apps in this aspect?
Okay, this is a really nice question. Nowadays we have some plugins that connect. There is a Figma for devs, for developers. And there is some plugins that connect it to VS Code and to GitHub and another dev thingies, you know?
Yeah.
I don't understand much about that area.
Me neither.
But we already have a way of translating this, and it's mostly accurate. So sometimes I just copy the code for a button or some components that are created, and I directly give to the devs or to the front-end developer, and it works. But they're always fine-tuning. So we can make the job faster, but we will always need a person to Check
She'll
it.
go full Tábata OCD on it. Like, okay, that's, you know.
No.
It's not a clean code that you hear. Okay. Guilherme gave. Okay. Hi, Guilherme. He gave a definition here. Oh.
Oh my.
Okay. Be serious. That's a very important moment of the podcast. He said, and I quote,
Oh my.
"Art is when I look to Tabata's eyes." Now she's gonna be red, purple, all possible colors. Kaveh saying here. Art is when I look to Tábata. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh my, I would stop this now.
You see, now you're gonna be flattered. AI could never create a genuine, loving person such as yourself.
Cute.
So, you see, we're not in danger there. Kaveh is saying, art is the realization of something abstract to something concrete by means of music, painting, dance. That's an artist definition. Nice. Kaveh is an
Beautiful.
artist as well, a musician, right? Okay. Diego is saying here, art is telling lies to get closer to truth. What?
Oh my, he went deep.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got somewhere with it.
Yeah, you cannot drop these things here. Art is telling lies. Okay, I have a question for you. What is the difference between something real and not, and
I
how
knew
you
you were
put
gonna do
how you put art into it? You know, but that I love when you guys are that provocative.
He went full Santizo
And
with us.
Anna, hi, times butanta, hi Anna. Okay. And Kaveh said again, or art can be defined as the bridge between an abstract idea to an audiovisual entity. That's a nice one as well. And that's something beautiful. You can explain it better than me, but you have a thought there, like you dreamed with something or you thought about something, and then you materialize it in something. You hold it with your hands, and it's a very, very genuine, happy feeling, you know. I imagine every time, I remember how careful you were with your creations. You were doing like a lot of layers there and said, okay, it's good enough. No, it's not good enough.
It's never good enough.
Yeah, that's what she said. You see, and then
Oh, poor guy.
we're talking about art, and it's a very nice feeling. It's a very nice feeling. Okay, Guilherme is asking here, Tábata, given the growing influence of artificial intelligence in design, I'd like to hear your perspective on how AI is impacting not only visual aesthetics, you cannot write these words now, but exactly. How did you get it designed so static? But also the ethics of design. Okay, I messed up with the question of Guilherme. Sorry, Guilherme.
I got completely lost.
I know, me too.
Okay.
With the growth of artificial intelligence
Yeah.
in design, I'd like to hear a perspective on how AI is impacting not only the visual aesthetics but also the ethics in design. It's based on what we were discussing too.
Yeah.
I think all the three are together.
Oh yes, then okay, that's question one. It's true.
Oh.
Thanks. Then how can we strike a balance between automating creativity while addressing ethical concerns such as representation, algorithmic
Nice.
bias, and data privacy? Oh my God, I love your question.
Yeah.
Data privacy, and while ensuring innovation and integrity in the field of design.
Beautiful, Guilherme. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. I don't think I have the full knowledge necessary to give you the best answer possible, but I was invited to do a training in Google. I think was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I went there to see their artificial intelligence and how we could use this in our company, and there was a training, was really nice. They have a lot of worries about AI. They are trying to create rules to minimize these ethical consequences, and to revert biases, they use real people to check if the AI is being trained in the correct way or not. We have three types of way of learning. We have machine learning, we have supervised learning, and unsupervised learning. The AI mostly learns by a base, like a library. It goes to a library in its digital mind. It reads all the books and then comes to you, okay, I read all these books. Now ask me about these books. And you can have a person do supervised learning. When you ask me about AI, when I first got in contact with it, we think AI is really recent, but it started on the 50s. And everyone here has already touched AI, worked with AI without knowing. Have you ever done CAPTCHA?
Yes.
CAPTCHA is AI training, supervised training, to learn how to read books with Gothic letters, mostly medieval transcripts. So it was trained by us, saying that we are not a robot, so we think we're so smart. Oh, we click a button. They are using us. They have been using us for a really long time.
Oh my god.
CAPTCHA again. The ones that decided which one is a car, which one is a semaphore.
Annoying as hell, but okay.
Yeah, this is to train cars that are self-driven. Metaverse. Why do we have metaverse? What is the purpose of metaverse? Metaverse is to create
Money laundering.
androids.
I'm joking. You asked.
I did. I felt right into it. But metaverse is
Shout out to you,
basically...
Douglas. It was a very funny discussion too.
It was a very natural way of training robots to walk and interact with objects. So we take the people that are walking inside of metaverse and we reproduce this to train androids.
Okay, do you have any news about Pokemon Go? And the secret to use?
Yes, I do. Actually, I do.
Okay, go there.
So when you use cameras to scan your environment and translate it to 3D, you are creating a digital world. So sometimes you cannot retrieve these informations. So I would not recommend you using any free apps to digitalize your room, because some creeps can see your room now.
Yes. Using your answer here, and remember, answer to me as I was 5. How can we safely use these AI tools? Because something that another guest told me, it was Douglas. He mentioned something like, whenever the product or the service is free,
You are the product.
exactly, you know.
Like when you enter clubs and you are a woman and you don't pay for entry.
Exactly. Oh, it's free, and the guys
It's
on the line are
not.
like That's a good one. Yeah. So, how can we safely? You miss those things. How can we safely?
Where is it? We need one more in this room.
How can we safely use this and be aware? Because one hint that I got was like, if you wanna reduce the usage of your smartphones, remove the icons, because it sounds like we're very silly and like babies, but everything is colorful, it pops up, it draws our attention. So when you see, okay, you will have your time to refute me.
No, I will not.
But how can we safely use, because it's very attractive, you know?
Yeah. So I have bad news for you.
Okay.
There are some things that are designed because, as I said, my area is basically psychology and art's basically philosophy. So design is psychology, art's philosophy. Don't cancel me, please. I'm doing my best.
She's just describing something, okay? Don't kill the messenger. Okay, now you can go.
And then the creator of Infinite Scroll, you know, that like we have on Instagram, we have on many interfaces, never-ending scrolls.
Dopamine addicting tool.
Yeah, it's like drinking a cup of water that doesn't have a bottom. So you're always drinking more than you need because you never finish it.
Instead of water, we could replace it by vodka, but okay.
I hope not. And these things are so addictive, but so addictive. Have you ever used Pinterest? The creator of Pinterest that created this type of notifications, the Infinite Scroll, it has everything. He closes his cell phone in a box, and the box has a timer, and he puts his box with his cell phone, his wife's cell phone, his children's cell phone, and closing a box with a timer, and he can only open it in the next day.
He wears a tinfoil hat, definitely.
I think most of people who work with technology are a bit scared of it.
You see, and people think, oh, you're exaggerating sometimes. I'm just talking. I'm not doing any predictions too, but we will need another day to talk about that, but would be related to mass manipulation, like Reddit circles, all that, and how people use it. Because it makes a lot of sense, because when was the last time you saw a person really dealing with boredom? We are losing the capacity of being bored, because every time you can simply get your phone and you are out of there,
I love when I'm waiting somewhere like an airport or a bus station, and I don't get my phone. I just look at other people and see. Oh,
yeah, you see.
But not criticizing or judging is nice.
You are in the present.
Yeah, and it's nice to have some distraction. Also, I could play Candy Crush.
Thinking about the user's experience in this podcast, maybe eventually we could do this conversation while you're playing something. I'm joking, because then we would be kind of distracted. Or not.
Or not.
Yeah, you want to play the Nintendo?
I do. Why is not connected? It's a trap.
Okay, let's take a look here. Amazing question, Guilherme. Thank you, man.
Oh, I didn't answer, Guilherme.
You did.
Yeah.
But
sorry, Guilherme.
Is there anything else you want to say about it?
Oh, okay. To use artificial intelligence safely, please don't put your information on ChatGPT. Try not to put your photos on Midjourney, real photos of your face. Try to never give too much information to these, because they can utilize these informations to other users.
And people don't read the terms of service.
They do not. For example, people that enter on threads, when threads were open on Instagram, you lose all your information. So what happens? If you really like threads, no problem. But the only way you can stop using threads is if you delete your account. And many people that use these, they are influencers or artists, and they would lose their whole portfolio if they close their accounts. So always be really careful with your information. There are a few AIs that you can use to track how your information is being used throughout the internet.
Damn, it's like...
Yeah. Google, if you sign Google One, you have an option to track your information on the dark web, and you can always monitor...
The dark web, not the deep one, okay?
Yeah.
It's different.
It's really different.
Yeah, damn.
Files.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good advice. What apps do you use on the daily basis then? Do you put them in a box and then bury them? And I'm just kidding.
I don't use any AI on my cell phone.
Ha!
But in my computer, I use ChatGPT, but I use with my jobs account.
Okay.
So I just use my account to train and test these informations. But mostly I use Poe. Poe is like a ChatGPT, but it's cuter, and you have the options to
It's
cuter. And you have the options to try different types of AI, like a playground. You can use... There was a cute one also. ChatGPT, you have Poe. There is Perplexity. Perplexity is really nice. It gives you links to where it got the information, so this is really nice for research. I prefer using it than ChatGPT and the other options.
Okay.
There is Consensus. That is AI that looks through scientific articles, so you only get information from real tested sources.
Oh, you need to recommend me this one. I will love
Consensus.
it.
Really
Because
nice.
as I told you about the book, I'm doing a lot of research, and that will save me a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We were talking a bit about art as well. So, aside of everything that you have been doing, how is the artist of you? What have you been doing artistically nowadays? Don't hide yourself. You can never hide the artist in you.
Do you want the censored version for...
Nah, you can say whatever you want.
I usually just draw or create something when I'm feeling really strongly about something.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been so busy with learning new things, entering a new field,
Mm-hmm.
that I haven't had time to feel things deep.
Mm-hmm.
But I made 2 paintings. I
Okay.
changed my style. Now I do woodcuts instead of the way I was doing things.
Okay, explain once again, please. What is the woodcut style?
Okay.
The thing you
woodcut.
did with the light and stuff. Oh.
The idea is that you carve out the light and you leave the darkness. So you get a full black screen and you remove things until everything that is left is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
The easy way of explaining what is a woodcut is, do you remember stamps? It's basically a stamp. You create your own stamp. And then you can replicate this art many times. Or you can use a technique called lost matrix. It's my favorite, so cool.
I like the name already. You see,
Yeah.
I'm holding my horses here, huh?
So the lost matrix, you use the same board, the same piece of wood to carve out the colors. Instead of making many stamps, one for each color, you just remove things and use different colors on the same matrix.
Sounds interesting. If people want to see your art, where can they go to do it?
They will not. But I have an art profile.
Okay. Do you want to share it?
I don't know.
Okay. When you become a famous artist, then...
I hope I do this when I'm alive. I don't want to get money after I'm dead.
Oh, that happens a lot. It's kind of... I mean,
Yeah.
it's not frustrating because the people are...
You cannot be
dead.
frustrated if you're dead.
Yeah, unless ghosts are a real thing. But in case it's not, they will not be... It happens a lot,
Yeah.
you know? I don't know, maybe it's related to the scarcity things. Okay, we are unfortunately... You know what I'm gonna say, huh? We are running out of time.
Yeah.
But there is something that I wanna ask. What are your views on the NFT thing? That was everybody with. You know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah. I don't know
money
a lot.
laundering too. Just kidding.
Yeah. Like the monkeys.
Yeah.
Awful stuff. So
Mauricio explained that to me. I said, well, what? It's pointless.
I think I will not say this because it will take a long time, and I don't have the full knowledge to explain this in a good way.
Okay.
I think if you cannot explain something simply, you don't understand it completely.
Yeah, I totally agree with
And
that.
this is the case.
Yeah.
But basically, if you want to understand more about NFT and the pros and cons of it, there is a solar punk and the lunar punk movements. They are not opposites, but they are complementary. So the
Solar
NFT,
and lunar.
solar and lunar.
Nice.
Lunar is about protection of data,
Okay.
and solar is about co-creation and a society that is sustainable, and it's so beautiful. I love
Okay.
it. And solar punk games are so cute.
And it is based with these in NFTs.
Yeah, not based on this, but there is a discussion about NFTs on this, so I recommend reading about it.
Okay, say that again, please. It's solar and lunar.
Solar punk,
Solar punk, lunar punk. Okay. Okay, Tábata. Before we go, final message to our listeners and viewers. They love you, by the way. Oh, sorry, she's gonna blush again.
I don't have a final message, but I do have a list. Yeah. I have a list of some AIs that I tested, and some are good, some are terrible. But I have a list.
That's okay.
So I can leave the list with Maick, and if you want, you can try it out and see for yourself if you like it. Always try to test new things. Don't be scared of enjoying and experimenting with things. These are tools. They're not sentient. They are not going to replace anyone for now. If we think about singularity, we may be worried.
Okay,
Don't
we
care about
will
this.
schedule a conversation, tinfoil hat topics only, then we can talk about the transhumanism
Yeah.
and the apocalypse.
But experiment.
Yeah.
Try it out. Have fun.
Nice. Guys, thank you so much for being here. You know, it was very nice. As I told you, it always like that. When we start to talk, okay, we're running out of time. Don't forget to like, share this video, okay? Don't forget, we will be posting this weekly. This show is brought to you by Times Idiomas. And I am Maick Ofel, your host. See you next week. Mwah. Bye-bye.